All right, hello everybody. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to stream tonight. Obviously, I wrote a note, but more or less, what was happening Sunday is happening now. I'll pop back up the display here to kind of show you guys what's going on, but more or less, having another person from Comcast, yay, coming out tomorrow. But my connection's basically, it's dropping again, like every 5-6 seconds, and it's actually worse than it was the other day. So this is month 2 of this happening, but something's still wrong. We've ruled out everything we possibly could. It isn't raining, no. So I thought it might have been the rain, like one of the wires outside is messed up, but it hasn't rained a drop today. But more or less, we've ruled out everything in my house, my equipment, wires, connections. Ruled out everything like on my property to where it's somewhere like in my neighborhood, basically, they think, and they're trying to pinpoint it, but they have people coming out tomorrow to basically, I guess, check again and say the same thing to me. But really all I can do is complain until they fix something. But more or less what's happening, it's gonna look a little weird. So this is it's gonna show my second monitor here, so it's a little bit crowded, but you can see basically in the upper left hand corner here, which I'll guess actually make it a little bit bigger here. You can see down here my frames dropping about 21% of them, and really it's just something to where it's stable for a little bit and then it drops a ton and then it's stable again, and you can see a little light flashing here to where I've been basically trying to do this for about an hour and seeing if it kind of corrects itself, but it's just so up and down that it's a little bit difficult to justify actually trying to play right now and streaming. My internet otherwise is fine. My connection's not dropping like completely, but more or less it's just not stable enough to stream. But I can still at least give it I could give it a shot for a battle here and see if it works, but I'm not sure how well it's gonna look. But at the very least, I'm just gonna play one battle here to where I think it's not gonna work out tonight. But thanks for staying up though, Rusty. To where sorry it's probably not gonna work here, but well, that's one thing. I hope I can get some sort of compensation for this, but like right now, it just dropped again for a few seconds. But it's an issue with them. I've already had, basically it's been we're at like the 5th visit tomorrow for them coming out in the past 2 months. Every single time, because the first time it was one guy who kept coming back to try to help me out a little bit more than Comcast usually does, but basically every single time it's been a problem that's not my house, and they're kind of monitoring it to where they just need to figure out where it is. All my lines are buried in my neighborhood, and yeah. But it's just annoying because I highly doubt anybody else in the neighborhood actually realizes that there's a problem, because the only time I ever see it is when I try to stream. So but at the very least, like it's like kind of working here. I see it flash every like 10 seconds or so, but it's not dropping a lot of frames, so yeah. But I don't know, I figure I'd at least give it a shot here and see if it's at least watchable. Let me know if it's watchable here. But if it's like anything like Sunday stream, which I had the same issues like this, it wasn't even worth trying to stream the whole time. Come on. There's just a small little shot here I have on him. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it, but yeah, more or less, the lines in my neighborhood are old, so hopefully, you know, they figure out what's wrong and can replace them, because they've already replaced. Crap, I'm in a really bad spot here. A little hard to complain about Comcast and play at the same time. They've already replaced the line like solely for my house, connecting into like the main like hub on my side of the neighborhood, to where I guess the next step is for them to replace from the hub or the hub itself to the next place. So, but thank you very much, Dana, for the tip. I appreciate it. I'm spending more time, it seems like, the past whatever, like, it feels like it's like a week and a half here. Nah, about a week, because it was Sunday when it started again. Felt like I've spent more time complaining to Comcast than I have actually been able to stream. It's taking up a lot of my time. But on the plus side, I did get Glacier, the map strategy, done. I wasn't able to get it up on the website, but I've got the Photoshop part done at the very least. So hopefully I can get that up in the next day or so. But yeah, I'm down to 15% drop frames here, but it's not good here. Yeah, and he killed me. Well, but yeah, I'm just trying to look to see if for whatever reason there's like a miracle and it kind of evens out and lets me stream here. Which I have a new tank here, the Italian tier 5. I purchased that earlier. Which it looks like, you know, let me know on your end, guys, is it actually watchable, or like it looks, no. Just as I said that, it dropped. Hello there, Carl. What do you mean I should get BT? I don't know what that is. Super fast fiber. Unfortunately, in my area, literally we're one of the spots to where, like, I'm sure you've seen like articles and stuff talk about, to where a lot of the US only has one internet provider, and they basically like gouge you prices and stuff like that, and you don't always get the best service. Ah, good. Well, at least it's okay so far. I'm just looking at my little screen over here. It's still showing me it's dropping like every 10 seconds, but as long as, you know, as long as it's watchable, you know, it's good for you guys. I guess I'll keep going here. Basically, Comcast is my only internet provider outside of basically dial-up internet, which probably wouldn't even load a web page nowadays, or satellite, which, you know, satellite works, but it's not feasible for me to stream. You have to pay like per like gigabyte and stuff, nor are the connections fast, so like it would cost me, I don't even know how much money just to do one stream over satellite. It would be a lot. But really all I can do is complain to Comcast and hope I can get it fixed sooner than later here. Like I said, my last couple streams, they've actually come out to where I asked Ryan to check, but the people that you set up the appointments with at the Comcast store, like, they don't really know too much. They just, you know, they're like, you know, they just set up appointments and whatnot, to where they've marked all the lines in my neighborhood since they're all buried, and it looks like they're in the process of maybe replacing them all. Because they've just marked all the Comcast and the phone lines. They haven't marked, you know, like gas, so on and so forth. So, hello Ferret, nice to see you. Well, That's where they can check, like Comcast, whenever I call them, which frustrates me. I hate calling them because I don't get any help. They have to like read off of a script and like have you plugged in so on and so forth wire and that blah blah blah, to where they can see and like the text that come out. Like I even log into my modem. It's not too hard. You just need to know the address. So you put it into an internet browser. You can see it's like 5 or 6 times a day it has a specific like error connection. It's nothing on my end. It's an error that basically when I was looking it up and speaking to the guy, it's a connection from somewhere like outside of the from outside of my house. It's not like it's from my modem to my computer or anything. But I don't know. You can feel free to pop requests in. You know, I may not be able to stream this whole time here because, you know, I was just probably gonna do a few fights here because I'm dropping, you know, I'm dropping frames. Like I'm at 14% here, and yeah, my internet's acting up. All right, thank you very much. No, I know, I just muted it. I muted it on purpose there. That way we could talk for a second. All right, so I'll try to. Yeah, I only have one internet provider. Most people only have one. To where I'm one of those lucky people that only have one provider. So, which, yeah, they said hi, Ryan. I think she walked away. Unfortunately, stratagem. The problem is like tomorrow. The problem is like tomorrow they are coming in the evening. They've been here a couple times when it's been acting up, and they can see the problems. The text that come out, they see everything that's going wrong, and it's basically just passing it up to the next. The next person in line to trying to get them to fix the problem, because it's not like a tech can go dig up the entire neighborhood and replace every line. You know, it's a different crew. But I'll try to do a couple fights here, guys, but I'm probably gonna have to stop here. So I'll just no more requests here. Sorry. I'm just gonna do a couple here. But yeah, well, they do know how to fix it, but it's going to cost a lot of money to dig up probably like lengthwise at least 2 miles of line, because my neighborhood's not like a road, it's a circle with a square and a freaking road through the center of it. It's a weird shape. So yeah, well, that's where I can stream. Like I streamed for an hour before I actually went live here. Which hopefully, like, I think the audio is fine. It's just the video that gets all crapped up here. Because I see it's dropping a ton of frames again. Here or there. I'm up to 6,000 dropped frames. Usually on most of my streams when it's working, it's either 0 or under 100. Basically, I can stream without actually going live. So I did that an hour before the stream, and that's how I knew there was a problem. Even before I went live. No problem, Dean. I say I try to run the credits every stream, so sometimes I forget though. But you know, basically I'm trying to get the problem fixed, but I kind of understand why it's taking a long time. Even the tech guys that come out and they can see the issue, they know why it's happening. It's just Comcast is, you know, it's a little too big for its own good. To where, like, when I try to call in, I don't even attempt that anymore, since we know what the problem is. I spend a minimum of an hour because they have to go through a script, basically of them telling me to make sure my Ethernet cable's plugged in and make sure, you know, things are screwed in tight. And I'm like, I've done this. You know, I've called you several times over the past couple of weeks. And then they move on to, you know, can you go to speedtest.net, which they own. And that just takes your highest download and upload speed for like, say a 10 to 20 second window. And it shows you that. It doesn't show you how stable your connection is. So they're like, oh, well, we see you have blah, blah, blah connection, and it takes just the highest value. And I'm like, that's not my issue. Where if, you know, I stream or I use like a different one that shows you like the average or like the highs and lows, you know, my download is supposed to be 200 plus megabits per second. It's at about 100 right now. My upload's supposed to be 10 to 12, and basically right now, while I'm having the issue, it's anywhere from 2 to 5, and like for a second or two. So when the stream actually probably looks okay, it goes up to like 8, but it actually doesn't stay there for more than like a second or so. To where, you know, they basically, you know, they don't really have the tools to, I guess, deal with a problem like this, because they say, oh, your internet's working. No, I don't see the problem with what's going on, because they ask me like, you know, are you able to get on the internet? I'm like, yes, but I can't actually use it for what I'm paying for. And the people over the phone, you know, they just give you like the runaround, and you know, it's frustrating. To where I just skip right to the tech visit, to which Ryan honestly she just said, which I'm going to be really angry if they do this. They haven't charged me yet for any of these, because every single time it's been their fault. She said the person at the store just said they're going to charge me for the visit, because, you know, basically we're requesting one, and it's our fault for not renting their modem, and we need to buy their modem, or not buy, but rent it for 15 bucks a month. Like, the modems I bought, you know, they're basically approved by Comcast. Oh, awesome. He was really camping hard behind that bush. 1,300 damage, though. Hopefully we win, though. We're only up by 2, but I think we should be fine. No, there is, no, there is not an open ticket. Basically, I can't even, honestly, through Comcast, at least in my area, like, they're my only provider, I can't even go on their website and try to get a different package or something. You have to call in every single time, and every single time you start from scratch. Even if you have like an open, query, or they see that you had a problem. So yeah, but that's the problem with where I live. Where, like, I live in New Jersey. I live on the southern little tip of it. Literally, my brother, he lives about 15 minutes north of me in the next township. They have Comcast and Verizon. So it's still only 2, but, you know, you have competition. Once you get down to my township and below, you just have Comcast. So, but unfortunately, yeah. But at the very least, you know, it's looking like it's kind of stable now. I'm still gonna keep going, to where if I see it get really bad again, I'm gonna call it. But, you know, I'm just gonna keep streaming until there's like major hiccup again, and that'll probably be it. But hopefully, maybe it'll work. But I think it's safe to say I probably shouldn't take tank requests, so... See, I used to have DirecTV. I didn't mind them, but with Comcast, at least here too, I need to get their phone, internet, and TV package just to be able to get a 10... Oh lord, this is loud. 10 megabyte or megabit or whatever upload speed. Every other package they offer, like say if it's internet only or if it's just internet and TV, I only can get 5 megabits upload. So it's really frustrating to where, honestly, it makes me want to move somewhere different. Not that I really can do that right now, but it's definitely, it's a pain. But I'm trying my best to get it fixed to where when the guy comes out here tomorrow, I cross my fingers every single time that my internet's broken when a tech comes out, because it's not like it does it 100% of the time here. But more or less, I'm gonna try to show him the same thing I've done. Hopefully I get the same person. That would be awesome. Yeah, that would actually be really nice because he already knows what's going on here. Okay, there's somebody around the corner. But basically, for what I pay a month, I pay about $200 a month for just the Comcast for TV and internet. I have a phone, but I've never hooked it up. I don't even know my number. Which, thank you very much for the bits, Lavovo, for the moving cost fund. Yeah, I really don't want to push around there, VK. You can ping him all you want, but I'm not pushing around him in a tier 6. Thank you very much, Brian, for the bits as well. I'd have to move... Whew, yeah. I'd have to basically move into where my brother lives, to where... He actually... The reason he has it is he lives near, like, the industrial district in the township above us. Not like, actual, like, businesses and stuff. It's like the county, like, offices and stuff he lives by. So he's actually got good internet, where you go like 5 minutes from him and it's the same thing. You have Comcast and that's it. But yes, so as far as like if you're when my wires were placed, they're almost as old as, they're older than me, I would say. Our neighborhood was built in the 80s and I grew up right about 2-minute walk that way around the corner. To where I'm a little sad walking past my old house now because the person that lives in it doesn't really keep it up to shape. But more or less, they've never dug up the road outside of just putting gas in. Didn't put any new internet lines and stuff because I remember my dad thoroughly complaining because, yeah, they basically dug the road up once to put one thing in instead of doing everything. So basically the wires are older than I am, because I was born in 1990. So it's not exactly a good situation I'm in, but hopefully I can get it. I don't even care if they can increase my speeds or anything, because a lot of areas in New Jersey and around me where Comcast is, they're getting a gigabyte internet, so basically that would be awesome. I could stream at 4K if I wanted to instead of 1080p, 30 frames per second. But yeah, I just want them to fix it. How many houses in my neighborhood? I'd say 70-ish, give or take a couple, maybe 80, 90. Thank you very much for tipping, Levi. But yeah, we're slated to get, the biggest called gig speed internet I know it's just like marketing. We're slated to get that at some point, you know, obviously, since they're trying to do it to all of New Jersey, where Comcast is. But I just want them to fix the problem that I have. Like, it shouldn't be that difficult. So... But I just really hope, I'll let you guys know how it goes tomorrow. It's basically 5 p.m.-ish, the text coming out, to where maybe if they fix it, granted it'll be a miracle, because the last few times they've come out, you know, they go as far as the last time the guy was here, he basically disconnected every other house that hooks into like the little hub that my house hooks into, disconnected them all, and like monitored the line coming out of my house to make sure it wasn't, you know, say my modem or something causing like interference, or anybody else's. And he still confirmed that it was something from like that point on. My speed currently, so right now the frames actually stopped dropping, so strange. You know, it started working again here. So I honestly test my internet, because ever since it started happening again about a week ago, I tested about a minimum 5 times a day, to where it looks like in the mornings my internet's what it should be, about 240 download for megabytes or megabits, whatever it is. I always forget which it is. And my download is anywhere from 8 to 12, which before, you know, the past week, it was always a solid 10 to 12. That's what I pay for, to get 10, and usually they go a little bit higher to be on the safe side. To where when I test it and I'm having issues, it's basically download speed cut in half, so about 100 to 120 download. Yeah, actually a decent battle with all things considered. And then my upload speed is anywhere from 2 megabits upload to about 6 at most. And occasionally, like for a second or two, it pops back up, which it's at now. It's, you know, obviously it's a little bit more stable now than it was about a half hour, because I did it about an hour before the stream. So for an hour and a half, my download or my upload was beneath actually about 4 megabits, because I was streaming, just testing it at like 3600 bit rate or something, instead of my usual 4200. But I got a master badge first class here. Yeah, decent fight considering I was bottom tier there. But yeah. Oh Lord. Okay, let me get this going real fast here. But I'm gonna pop into a checks tank. But yeah, it's more or less, it's something going on that they haven't been able to find exactly where it's happening, but every single time they've come out, it hasn't been my house. To where I can't explain it. So I'll pick why don't I play a TVP here? 10 to 12 megabits upload is my upload speed, what they cap it at. They throttle everybody's upload for residential and even business down here. To where that's why, not that I can get it, it's not in my area, specifically like my neighborhood and stuff. Their gig speed, like your download is like 1 gigabyte per second. Your upload's like 500 megabytes per second. So that's definitely better, but they never give you, like my brother, because I've asked him, like for FiOS for him, he gets the same upload and download. Just makes sense, that's what your connection is. He gets the same, to where Comcast always throttles your upload heavily, and there's no way for you to actually raise it here. Can't pay more, can't get a different package. You're just screwed. To where at least I don't have data caps, because I'd have to pay. Some states have basically data caps on their internet, and I'd have to pay an extra $50 a month if that ever came to New Jersey. What do you mean by that, Victor? Phony terminal working. Well, I completely agree, Grigsby. They can definitely afford to replace everything. To where I've almost thought about, if for whatever reason they say like, oh, you know, we can't do this, I've almost thought about writing a note to everybody, because I'm really nice to everybody in the neighborhood, and being like, hey, can everyone do me a favor? Because a lot of people are like retired in my neighborhood here, so I don't think they would mind doing me a favor. But like, hey, can you call Comcast and tell them that your internet keeps dropping every few seconds? That would be awesome. That's my like last ditch effort, like to get, you know, to get them to do something. I don't want it to come to that, because, you know, I don't want people to think like I'm trying to guilt them into doing it, but I'm kinda am. I know my immediate neighbors would probably be on board. This should be fun, but I'm surprised I've had a couple good battles so far, since I'm like really distracted. I haven't dropped any frames for the last 2 battles, so cross my fingers this keeps working. To where, you know, if it keeps, I'm gonna like pick a couple grinds here to do after this. If it keeps stable-ish, like, and I don't have issues, then, you know, maybe I'll open up some tank requests and you guys can pop some in. Or if you want, you can pop them in now, and, you know, if I decide to start doing them, I will. But you are not hiding behind the building enough. Yeah, I'm really lucky I didn't die, though. Oopsie-daisy, I went high. Yes! You're right there, Brian. No, I completely agree. To where, more or less, I'm just, every single time I keep going through the same thing. I keep complaining, they keep coming out, they put the request in, the maintenance crew comes out, and they can confirm there's a problem somewhere, you know, buried in the neighborhood. It's not me. And, you know, it's basically just, they need to get their butts in gear, which, you know, since I've been ranting a bit, I mentioned it last stream and once today, to where they have basically 411, whatever company comes out and marks buried lines in our area. They've marked every single Comcast and phone line, since they're right next to each other, to where usually they mark gas and everything else, but since they've only marked those 2, I feel like, and they've like circled the hubs that everything connects to above ground, I feel like they are in the process of fixing it. But like, it would be nice if, when I'm trying to figure, oh lord, I'm dead. The only hope here is that he only had 1 shot. My only complaint is, like, if I keep calling and complaining about it, like, can't you at least tell me, like, there's a request out on my house to get it fixed still, and like, you just didn't forget about it? See, that's where, like, I just need a stable connection. Like, it's working now, thank God, but like, it's a little ridiculous when, yeah, it just keeps dropping and dropping. It's annoying. Ah, crap, I don't know why I stayed out there. Well, I stupidly died there. Well, 2,300 damage though. Feel free, I'm gonna start a giveaway here, but let me open a raffle as well. Feel free to pop requests in though, guys, because if it keeps, hello Taco, if it keeps working here, you know, I will keep streaming to where I haven't dropped any more frames. It's stuck at 5,920, which is, it's bothering me, because I shoot for not dropping any frames every single stream. which I'm not going to do a credit one just in case. But you know, it's crazy. But let me get into a grind here. Thank you very much for the bits, Taco. But I'm doing my best to where I literally can't explain the issues. Especially because for anyone who's watched me for a very long time, hello Cut, nice to see you. I actually had this problem. So basically a month and a half ago I had a really bad issue with it. Came out and the guy, you know, came back 3-4 times, and maintenance even came out and they kind of did something and it worked up until last Sunday. But I had a problem like a few months after I moved in. This was like a year and a half ago almost. It was like during the winter, and they replaced the entire line to my house with a brand new like thicker, more insulated line, because it was basically the original line, like everything else in the neighborhood is. So I thought that was done and over with back then. I know, since I put some reserves on, it's all gonna start dropping now. But yeah, feel free, pop some requesting, guys. Which thank you very much, Labobo, for the tip, and hello, Merlot. It's looking like it's stable here, to where one of the reasons I did this yesterday morning, because yesterday morning it was dropping too. Which ferret, it's exclamation point request, then space and put the tank in. I did a stream test for like an hour beforehand, and I almost felt like, you know, after like 30 minutes or so, like it just made my connection stable for some reason, to where in the beginning it just kept dropping left and right. Can't really explain it, but sorry Labobo about that. You know, it's just something to where I don't know, like I know a little bit about like internet and stuff, but you know, it's definitely not something like I've never done more than just like home networks and stuff like that. But yeah, because even the last ditch, it's not showing that I dropped some frames there, but oh lord, they actually did not really put too many people here. I kind of have to go up here, but well, yes, my new modem, I'm really excited because it does show me more info. And the last guy who was out here, so I was looking into like my upstream and downstream like power levels and stuff, and they're actually like, a lot of times you would have problems if they're like too weak and stuff or too high. Mine's like basically in the like perfect levels. I don't remember exactly what they were, but from searching, like it basically should mean that I don't have any issues. There's no noise on my line either, for when I actually test stuff, outside of when I'm having, you know, the problems. But now I'm having an issue. I kind of screwed up. I should have got up here earlier, just seeing that their whole team is here. Thank you for the bits, Labobo. Hello, Gabastar. Nice to see you. I'm having some internet problems, but it's kind of holding together here. It wasn't working too well for the first like half hour of the stream, but you know, it's somewhat working now. Yay. Oh lord. But yeah, I take screenshots of my modem like literally once a day when I test things and kind of check everything. That way when the texts do come out, I can kind of show them. I'm like, here, this is what I got. Crap. I should have repaired my ammo rack. Yep, this is not good. I'm surprised we're even here. Yeah, I've kind of screwed up a lot. Like, a real lot I screwed up. Honestly, I could have helped my team so much more. Well, too warm shouldn't affect it. The cold can. That was my first issue a year and a half ago. The line didn't have enough insulation or something on it. But I don't know. Anyway, yeah. I don't want to rant too much about it since it's working again here for now. But you know, I will let you guys know tomorrow how it goes. Basically, someone's coming out about 5 p.m. my time, to where, cross my fingers, I can not replicate it, but it's the problem's going on then, and we can get down to what's having, you know, causing the issue. All right, so let me do the Borsig, and then I'm gonna pop into some of these requests. Get them to change the port. I'll let me copy that so I don't forget. I'll ask them, because you know the reason why. Well, I appreciate the help too, guys. Like, I know some of you guys and a few people who've like popped into the stream occasionally know a lot more about this than I do. Like, I do appreciate the help. To where, you know, the reason I skip right to the tech visit, you know, I run the risk of them maybe trying to be evil, since Comcast is known to be like that, and try to charge me for it, which is about $100. Which they haven't yet, because every single time a tech has come out, they've proven that it's not my fault. You know, the techs that come out, they've definitely listened, and like I can show them, like when I'm test streaming and my connection on the PC here, they can see what's going on, and you know, they try to tweak things the best they can. So I'm kind of grinding the Italians. I'm at the tier 5, but it's on the back burner. Like, I'm only gonna really, really slowly grind it, because I have plenty of other grinds to do. But yeah, that's where, you know, everything's underground. Like, I even tell them, like, I realize it's gonna take a while, but you know, I just want to know that they're not just gonna forget about it and leave me hanging. But yeah, basically the Italians, can't they get, so, well, they can't really go into like a neighbor's house. Like, I guess I could ask the one right next to me. He's pretty cool, if he's home. But what they have done is basically they have disconnected like my they've disconnected like their lines and stuff, and they've tested them. They've tested my line. The problem isn't like from the house to the hub that it's about like 6 to 8 of us connect into. The problem isn't from there. The problem's from that hub out into the main street, somewhere from there, because that connects another, say, like quarter of a mile, maybe less, to get out to the main road. But you know, we've tried everything to where, so the tip board current, no, I've got to add $4 on it, if you mean the tip goal. Hello, Pezmed. I'm actually playing pretty decent. Maybe complaining about my internet actually makes me play better. But, you know, my neighbors, they could test it. They could test it from my neighbors, but basically they've ruled out any of my neighbors introducing noise into the line. They put filters on all of them, and two of them actually, I forget what they did. It was something beyond that, because it was honestly where two old ladies live. They actually had, like, they're introducing noise into the line, and they cut that out basically, to where more or less, you know, it's somewhere that's beyond what like a tech can do, but all I can do myself is just keep calling, keep having them come out, and keep having them push the maintenance crew to come out, which are the ones that can dig stuff up and diagnose stuff a little bit more. Hello Palladium, nice to see you. But anyway, this isn't going too well here. But, you know, again, thanks for the help. Since it's actually working again here, though, I'm gonna start hopefully getting things back to normal here. I have a raffle I gotta dole out here, and hopefully I can get it to where... Alright, I need to keep chugging along here. I do have a possibility, very, very small, that I can win this. Hi. It's kind of working. Okay. Where are you going, your brothers?
Yeah, I have to.
Okay. I'll see you in a bit. Whew. I'm getting close here. But yeah, I'm doing the best I can for the internet. And, you know, I appreciate any help you guys can give. If you guys think of anything, you know, post it on Discord. And, you know, mention it in chat here. God, he's got HP. I was hoping he didn't have that much HP left. Ah, he got me. He didn't even aim in. I was so close. That was so lucky. He hit me. Oh, I was a little bit further out than I thought. I thought, nah, he just barely caught me here and got me. And that was an AP show. It wasn't even HE, like he splashed me. Well, that's World of Tanks for you. Because honestly, hello Fox, nice to see you. Honestly, if that OI, because he was down, you know, down the south too, I could potentially have one shot at him as well. So, I could have won this, but, Well, that was a fun battle at the very least. I just really wish I could have pulled that off. Alright, so let me, I'm just gonna get a couple things fixed up here. Which, thank you very much again, everybody, for the tips. Actually, no. I just screwed it up. There we go. I gotta retype all this now. I'm so, like, so discombobulated here since the internet was all screwy. Alright, so we'll go with that. Alright, and then I've got to pick the raffle winner. Congrats, Historian. There we go. Alright, got a Mastery Badge First Class. High Caliber Award. Unfortunately, I lost, though, but... yeah. I would say... I could have one shot at the OI. So I was one shot. Granted, the OI or RD could have hit me and I would have died, but I was one shot on the T-25 away from potentially being two shots away from winning that battle. So unfortunately, yeah. Yes, I am brave. Somehow, some way, I am streaming here since my internet it took pity on me. I'll go with that. It says stream over. Oh, well, that's my timer. I honestly didn't think the internet was going to fix itself, but I can set that up here before this battle gets into play. Thanks for reminding me. because it was it was an hour before the stream to where I was testing it without actually going live, and I dropped, it was something like 20 something thousand frames, and that's just terrible. It was like 20% of everything, to where I had very little hope of this actually working. But at least it seems good now, until I actually just jinx myself here. Oh, come on. Okay, got a couple seconds left. Here we go. Hello, Brave. It should be 95. Thank you, Dana. I'll fix that after this one. Sorry again, guys. I was just a little, I was a little bit off here, because usually I have like a set like system that I do every single, here we go, every single stream I set up. I didn't even like put anything on Twitter or Facebook for the stream this time, or the forums. It's just these internet problems are messing with me so bad. Well, is anybody else seeing the stream error? I say it's showing everything's good here. Well, outside of the first 30 minutes, it just shows me I had some very big issues then. But yeah, thanks for sticking with me, guys. I'm glad it's working here, and I'm gonna fight the good fight against Comcast again tomorrow. So anyway, it's super Pershing, to where, you know, this is one of those tanks I kind of always forget about, and when you guys request it, you know, I kind of like the super Pershing. It's not like gonna win any like crazy 1v1 fights a lot of times against, you know, elite tier 8s, and, you know, if you come against tier 9s, but it's a good all-around tank. To where, you know, it's actually a cheap tier 8 premium, it makes credits, you know, it's got a little bit of everything, and I always forget too, if people ask me about tier 8 premiums, to recommend this one. Alright, I'm just looking at the tank count, and I'm gonna hate myself. I'm like, yep, definitely gonna hate myself. Oh, whoa, get out from behind me, dude. I don't know why he didn't shoot me there, but like, come on. Why are you trying to like push me out there? But I wanted to talk about, so Italian tanks. I've got it somewhat set up to where I'm hoping over the next like 2-3 days I can get my which tank line is right for you, update it for the Italian tanks. I've got Glacier done, my map strategy. That was like in my beginning little Twitch intro, but that should be up on the website soon too. I finally have that finished. So I'm moving forward on those, thank God. It took me a while to get, you know, my next things done here. But basically the Italian tanks, I'm holding off on doing the which tank line, because I need to take a better look at the mid-tier ones. But I would say if anybody's interested in Italian tanks, the tier 8's really good. The tier 9's pretty good for its tier 2. The tier 10's, it's lacking a little bit, the tier 10. I'll say that. But how I kind of relate the tier 8 to 10s, you know, the ones that have the auto reloading guns, basically I would say they compare closest to the Czechoslovakian tanks. Mainly the tier 9 and 10 Skodas with the auto reloader. The TVP, of course, you know, doesn't have one. Or the TVP VTU. Basically, they're slightly slower Skodas, more or less, with a little bit more gun depression, a little bit better accuracy, good penetration. However, their DPM's lower, especially if you use the auto reloader. Like if you shoot more than one shot at a time, your DPM is terrible, especially compared to pretty much any other tank in your tier. to where if you use the single shot, then your DPM's just a pinch lower than Czechoslovakian tanks, and it's really low for your tier, you know, towards the bottom, to where you almost get punished for using your magazine in the Italian tanks, but it is there if you need it. But more or less, you know, the tier 8 and 9 look like they're going to be keepers. The tier 10, hopefully they buff it. It's just, it looks like an interesting tank. I think it's still going to perform well, but it's definitely not going to be, say, as feared as, say, a TVP, T50. You just don't have the DPM for it. And if you just use one shot at a time, you still have basically the worst DPM out of any tier 10. I think you had, or no, you're slightly better than a bat chat, I think, by like 5 DPM if you use the single shot. Okay, I'm gonna get absolutely murdered here. It's just if I back up, I'm dead. If I go forward, I'm dead. And my Scorpion G ran away. Yeah, I'm screwed. Just end me. Yeah. Well, this was a bad battle. I overextend it, but my team lost everywhere else anyway, so I don't feel too bad. Alright, so I guess since the stream's actually holding steady here, let me cross my fingers this doesn't break anything. Gonna do that, and hopefully it didn't break anything. I bumped it up a little bit as far as my bit rate. It's still not my usual bit rate, but it's a little bit closer. So T57 Heavy's up next here, which I'm gonna do another raffle again, guys. That way I can get back to just being on every hour here for a raffle. So T57 Heavy. Hello, Will. Nice to see you. I'm glad I'm still streaming here. I had a lot of internet problems early here, which I did delete it. Which I need to... Congrats again, Merlot, the last stream, for winning that. I put your L up on the board here. Premium rounds, they're getting to that. They removed the gold option in the patch that came out today on the NA server, to where they're waiting for most people basically to fire whatever ones they have left that they use gold to buy, because it was a very small percentage of people, but people did use gold to buy premium rounds. Probably same people that free XP all the way to the tier 10 the first day, but more or less there's a few options they have on the drawing board to where I think whatever one they go with, it's too much. I don't feel like ranting about all of them again. Basically, they have some interesting options that they're looking into doing, but I think they'll definitely help. I guess the short version would be, one, they're looking at scrapping the notion of premium shells altogether and giving tanks anywhere like, say, 3 to 5 different options that you can load out and put like 3 at a time on your tank still. They all cost, you know, within reason, a certain amount of credits, and they're all balanced with pros and cons against one another. So basically making shells all balanced against one another, you know, pros and cons, to where not any one shell's better than the other across the board. Then they're looking at basically just having premium rounds still, but rebalancing them. So say right now heat and APCR, almost all of them do the same damage. They just have higher penetration and, you know, slightly different stats. Which, thank you very much, Dana, for the bits. I appreciate it a lot. There we go. I got that 0 damage crit just for that. basically they're looking at rebalancing premium shells by, say, if APCR has, I don't know, 50 more millimeters of pen or something, and a shell does 400 damage, the premium shell basically will do like 380 or 360 or something damage instead to get that higher pen. That's basically the two options that they're working on that seem to be like past the just initial thought phase. Well, if you ever buy, because they've done it before, like they rebalance, say, like the FE 183, because I bought like 400 premium HES shells because they used to do premium round sales when they first added in the credit option, and I bought so many of them to where when they nerfed it, they refund you all the money back. Even if it was on sale, they refund you whatever the price was, like for buying it full. Thank you, Gabastar, for tipping Levi. But whatever they're doing, basically it is going to be better than the current system. It's never going to please everybody, but I just drove over here because I don't see my team pushing the one line. I'm definitely not wanting to push it. So I just hope I don't get spotted. I did take a slightly, longer route than I wanted to. I deserve that shot fully. Probably going to take more damage than that. Alright, I need to get over my Comcast rage. Even though it was slightly working in my favor. Still shooting at me here. The Ag Tiger 8.8, I've actually only got like 2 battles in it or so, but I've liked it so far, honestly. Which they have heavily nerfed this side of Fisherman's Bay. I need to retweak my map strategy. You almost never see me go over here because you can't go past here now because the enemy team has really clear sight lines to shoot here while your side doesn't on their side. Thanks for tipping Levi a biscuit too, Taco. But I mainly went over here just to make sure that T-57 didn't keep roaming around. And the possibility of me going on the other side was slim to none. I don't think they have anybody else in the town here, so I'm going to start poking and prodding here. Oh crap, Lorraine 40T. Yep, that's my fault. And they've got bushes here. I'm just going to take a couple panic shots here. IS-3 now can hit me though. Just need to turn to get my back out from there. Not exactly the cleanest match I'm having. But my team's still up. I just need to not die for no reason. I think that Lorraine shot. I wouldn't worry too much about the crews until you get to like tier 5 or so. Maybe even tier 4. Just don't assign any crew skills, and basically if you're gonna sell the tank that they were in when you move to the next one, just move them up, retrain them for the credit option, where once you start getting like 100% crew and you get some crew experience that you would be able to assign a skill, just leave it be and don't assign one until you get to like tier 6 or so. And it'll basically, for that credit training option, you'll hit 100% if you don't assign any crew skills, if that makes any sense. Because that leftover experience you never assigned will roll over to the basic crew training. Sorry, IS-3. I knew I could clip him. even with really bad rolls, I should have, you know, been able to clip them. Unless they all rolled like the minimum. But if you didn't get that brave, I can try to explain it in the garage fast. I really need to make a video for it. There's so many videos and stuff I need to do. I'm like, where that's what annoys me about, like, when I have problems with like the internet and stuff that are out of my control. It takes like the very like few hours I have to like do Photoshop work or make like a non-live stream video, and it just gobbles them up. Like today, I don't know if you guys could tell, I'm not sunburnt, but I'm definitely starting to get a little bit of a tan. I spent like 2.5 hours doing yard work today, and unfortunately it was 90 degrees out. It should be like 60 here. After tomorrow, it goes from being a high of 90 to a high of like 59 overnight. It's crazy. But like, I'm having to spend tons of time like watering all this grass I planted, because I did a lot of like regrading and new soil and stuff, planting some trees, and yeah. Sorry, Brave. I'm not the loudest person, but yeah. I would say no spall liner on the Yag Tiger 8.8. Most people will use premium shells. Which, thank you again, Dana, for the tip there, and everybody else as well. Let's see if I can do my math right. I hope I can do 95 plus 20. Here you go, little dog. Levi was... It was so hot out today that Levi, he's terrified of hoses. He let me spray him with the hose 2 times in the past 2 days. And then I chucked him in the bathtub after that because he was like muddy. He likes to walk around like right behind me like, hey, why are you spraying water all over the yard? But it was so hot out, I had to like drench him with the hose because he was starting to overheat. Pretty good fight though. Top 3 damage. Nice little battle there. But trying to explain Brave, so when it comes to crews, I'm just trying to find a tank I don't have a crew in. So, say the Kehoe here. Let's go with recruiting a commander. So, you have, you know, these 3 options here, 50%, 75%, and 100%. So, right now, say I have all these crew members, I grind through the Kehoe, and this guy here, this 55% is at 100, and it looks like, and then you get this, to where you have the little plus sign, you can pick yourself a crew skill. I wouldn't do that if you're looking to save money or if you're not spending any gold, you know, getting gold in the game. Just leave this on your like tier 3, tier 4, maybe even tier 5 tanks until you get to tier 6. If you don't mind playing without crew skills, because as this person kind of accrues the experience here, it doesn't get lost. You'll go into basically, say if you have to retrain them to the next tank. Say I send this guy to the barracks, and for all intents and purposes, say the martyr here was like a tier higher and the tank after the D-Wagon. So I pop this guy in, and basically when I go to train him to the current vehicle, this credit option wouldn't be 80%, it would be 100%, because you didn't assign that crew experience. That's one little trick you can do to save a little bit. To where honestly, I don't mind playing without crew skills. I know some people might not want to do that, but I would say at least do it to tier 5. You'll save yourself a little bit of hassle. That's a lot of battles in those tanks, John. But hello, Rico. Nice to see you. And anybody else that popped in. I know I've had a little bit of a hectic stream so far with the connection problems in the beginning. But it looks like we are good now. Maybe my modem overpowered everybody else on my connection and just locked them out. But I mean, I do mean it a lot, guys, to where I appreciate, you know, all the support and the help, to where, you know, with, you know, honestly, without it, to where, you know, I just basically, you know, because I don't want to have crappy streams and basically, you know, have you guys, you know, say set aside time, you know, to watch and stuff, and then not be able to stream at all. Basically, you know, I, over the past week and a half, I've spent about like $500 replacing my modem, router, any connections that are between the line coming out of the ground next to my house and basically to, say, my computer here. And it replaced my Ethernet cords because they're only a year old, and I know they're 100% fine. Yeah, because I spent about a day running them underneath my house, because the people before me had them running through my attic, where Randall lives. I'm just kidding. Down, and it dropped into the room here in the corner, and they just dangled through the drywall. No. But again, I appreciate all the help, guys, to where, you know, I'm doing my best when it comes to fixing this. So how, as far as modems work, the way with Comcast, so you can rent their modem to where they will replace it if it has any problems, like a tech comes out, they give you a new one. It costs $15 a month to do that, as far as like the plan that I have, because her brother rents his, and he lives right across the street basically from us, and my grandparents did too, to where I actually just had to replace theirs because they were due for like an upgrade. So you're paying about $15 a month just to rent a modem from Comcast. I don't want to do that, so I've always owned my modems, whether it's been at this house or when I lived at my parents'. Oh lord, I'm getting nailed by this IS-6. I didn't think I could get hit from the side here, but I guess this is a really tall tank. Just come on, guys, the Progetto, somebody. Well, I died, and almost, that's my fault. I haven't played this tank enough to know. I didn't think I could get hit from there. I knew I could get hit from over here because people are more likely to pop out, but basically I didn't even keep an eye out to make sure that he was actually spotting to not let them pop over. But it doesn't help though that how many people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people are on the hill. But oh well. So maybe I did need a little bit more luck in this, but yeah. So that didn't work out very well, because even though I wasn't top tier, I knew armor-wise, bouncing stuff from the front, I would have been fine, especially going up to this guy and kind of hiding most of my tank. But I lost like so much damage from the side there. No, it is a rip-off renting, to where thank you very much, Will. Maybe we need to start a internet campaign to get my internet fixed here. Feel free, if you want me to play it again, Ferret, you can request it again. Whenever I get through a request, guys, you know, you can feel free to pop another one in. I just do, you know, one per person at a time. But yeah, our Conqueror's camping. But basically, when the guys come out, the text to my house, they do say like, oh, well, you know, if, you know, you rent at ours, we could swap it out to rule that out. But basically, the last couple guys have said, you know, we can tell it's not your modem and router's fault. I replaced them anyway just to make sure. But more or less, you know, I've just always bought them because it is a ripoff renting it. They even agree to where basically what Comcast gives you, it is a pretty decent thing. It's a modem router combo, so at least it's just one thing instead of two. But I've always found for like live streaming and stuff like what I need, I usually buy my modem's like an Aris. I forget how it's pronounced. ARRIS modem, and I buy a Asus router. I like those brands, and I'm able to basically prioritize my stream connection and my gaming connection over, say, like an update that Windows does, or say Comcast, like Ryan buys a movie that goes over the internet. I can prioritize the stream over that stuff to where I don't have any issues. Say if for whatever reason, you know, my internet connection was fully maxed out. Thank you for the challenge, Merlot. But yeah, like I just hooked that up on Tuesday, and it took me like an hour to kind of set up all those little rules and settings and stuff. I even double checked to make sure I didn't do something wrong and set them up wrong. I even took them off to make sure it wasn't, you know, my problem that the stream was having issues. So I might have forgot to do the last raffle. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, I did one earlier and I picked a winner, to where I don't think I did the second one. That last battle though, it's kind of my fault. But that's the problem I have, to where once I start getting hit from the side, I know I really screwed up, to where the Yag Tiger 8.8, you know, it's a tall tank. Most TDs I play, like even say the T110E3, it's a lot shorter, to where I wouldn't have been getting shot in the side like I was. Yeah, everything looks fine now. It's just basically when I was testing the stream for an hour beforehand, and the first almost 30 minutes of the stream, I was dropping about 20% of my frames every like few seconds, and it was unwatchable, especially right before I went live. It was really bad. But I've been having the issue on and off since last Sunday, and I had the issue about a month and a half ago. So they're coming out tomorrow to hopefully get it moving along as far as fixing it, because we already basically have ruled out it being my fault. It's a problem with a wire buried in the neighborhood. See you, Ferret. Have a nice dinner. Thanks for watching. Wish I got a better battle for you. That's what you gotta love about tier 1. You can grind it out in one battle. I'm just a little bit wary to push up here until these guys get up, so I'm taking pot shots. This guy's just really lucky. Well, I hope they sign the peace treaty for you, Will. I think everybody is looking forward to something getting worked out between the Koreas. At the very least, I'm having... Granted, I screwed up a few battles, but I'm having pretty decent fights on Paris. Alright, this Oni might need help. Nope. I say that Hellcat might have gotten a high roll and killed him. Sorry, KV2, I'm faster. Okie dokie. And the type moved. I thought he was going to pop back around. So you can just tap, like the cruise control. Just tap it once on most tanks and it'll fully aim in for you. Most people know that trick. I don't do it too much, but it can help you still close ground, but you're still going to miss in a tank like this a lot. It'll help you still close ground on tanks while staying fully aimed in. Pretty good battle there. Thank you again, Gabastar. You know, I will before, like, if you guys have any suggestions, I always I always make little notes here. So, but I have you know, even though I didn't replace my Ethernet cords because they're not old, I have tested my Wi-Fi has the same problems across both like bands and everything. The different whatever it is, 2.4 gigahertz and 5. It's a problem to my whole internet connection, not just like to this computer. I have a separate Ethernet cord or cable to that computer. I have 2 more slots I put my laptop up to. You know, even the Wi-Fi when I test it has problems. So, but you know what you just said of Victor too, like I think that might be the case too, to where it seems to only happen in the evening when I have these issues. But I know for a fact, because I've, not that I was nosy, but the last guy was really helpful and he was showing me like what he was testing. So I walked down with him to the hub. It's just like a box like this wide, this tall, and it's metal, to where he showed me like all my neighbors that are connected into it. Like he had disconnected it and tested it and it still had an issue, and the ones that were introducing, like you said, like it could be someone's modem. Like he explained to me, if someone's like putting noise into the system, that it could be a problem from them. So where he showed me the people that did have that going on, they actually filtered their lines so it wasn't affecting everybody else's, if that makes sense. I was a little confused about it, but he showed me like they screwed something onto their cable before it connected in. But see you, Graham. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day tomorrow. But yeah, it's something to where, honestly, like 95% or so sure, like the technician and even myself, granted it could still be somebody else's internet having issues rather than those people that they already filtered out, that it's basically a line that's in the neighborhood buried from that point on, because they're all original lines from the 80s, give or take a little bit. I don't know exactly when, but they've never replaced them. Even the guy said they've never replaced them. So yeah. Well, I'm glad you can catch a little bit at least, Will. Huh, well, that's interesting, Victor. I didn't know that. Maybe someone doesn't approve of my live streaming. They're like, we're gonna screw with this guy. Only cause a problem in the evenings when I'm live streaming. Hello, Kyrgyz. Yeah, thanks again, guys. I just hope that, honestly, I feel like I know all the Comcast technicians around here now. I probably know about 6 of them, since I've moved here about 2.5 years ago. Come on. This is the problem I have with the Emil. Even like the Emil 2 and the Kranwagen. your accuracy isn't that good. And of course you have 3 seconds between shots, which isn't decent either. But most other autoloaders would probably have hit that. Would have hit that too. There we go. Hello Yosef, nice to see you. I would almost guarantee that so they've been doing a lot of construction like in my area, like repaving roads, digging up and like, you know, expanding the roads a little bit, replacing like curbs and stuff. Can almost guarantee that since the stuff runs right along it, that it nicks something. Like that's what I'm going with, and even the technician's kind of going with. But unfortunately, you know, it's just added to like a queue of the crew that comes out. I'm sure there's only, because we're not the most populous area in New Jersey, I'm sure there's only like a couple crews that do it, that come in, you know, dig up the stuff, put in new lines, and, you know, so on and so forth. So I'm sure, you know, we're just gonna have to wait, but I can definitely make my voice heard as loud as possible. I just wish, you know, I kind of feel bad. Granted, I'm sure they still get paid, the technicians, you know, having them come out just to keep doing the same thing of passing it along to the next crew. See you, Brave. Have a nice night. Unfortunately, we kind of lost all of our tanks, to say the least. Kind of waiting for this VK to die. I don't have any shots to my right. Oops. Whoopsie daisy. I really didn't mean to kill that guy, because he definitely popped in well before I shot. Come on, just kill me. I spared him getting killed by the enemy. But yeah, there is no way we're gonna win that one. Can I even spell Chrysler? I'm having a rough night. There we go. I can't even spell it correctly. Okie dokie. So that was a really bad loss there. Alright, so let me get into the VK4502B. I'm going to start a bet after this for the challenge that Merlot did. That's going to be in the RU 251, and I have to do 2 times the HP total of that tank. So let me get a bet set up really quick. And I also have to pick a winner for the last raffle. I'm just so screwed up here because you know, the connection was so bad in the beginning. I didn't set up a lot of stuff. Alright, so there we go. Raffle, or not the raffle. The bet has started. Congratulations, Merlot, for winning the last raffle that I forgot to select the winner. Because since I was having issues, I almost have the automatic raffle that I was talking about. It'll basically, every single hour I stream, it'll pick one random winner that's watching. You don't have to enter it or anything. I almost have that set up, but yeah, I had problems. Alright, I'm gonna head to this side and give it a whirl over here. I can't believe they lost the field either, to be honest. We'll say the one good thing that, granted, damn, my internet's still not perfect, but one good thing to come out of this is now I have 2 working routers, and my second router I'm able to put in my bedroom, and I have a perfect Wi-Fi signal because I can connect the 2 together. I'm really happy about that. Thank you, Artie. I'm just gonna save my med kit. Only thing it'll hurt is spotting for a few more seconds. Go. Next time he shoots, I should be able to spot him. I want to get up to there before they can start hitting me from the hill. That little lightweight down there. Alright, he's still shooting standard. I've got a few tanks. Ooh, already he's hitting me still. I need to move up here further. Let's get my med kit up. So they're making a big push up the line that I typically would go to in a tank like this. A Progetto didn't shoot. I was waiting for him to potentially fire. It's just I need to get going. Of course I missed. It's just I need to get going. I know the WZ is pushing up, but you need to push up further, dude. Faster, because I need to get going around this corner with you. Because they pushed right through that line, unfortunately. Luckily, we didn't lose too many tanks, but... Okay, he's using standard, good, good. I just need to get him. He's using single shot. Okay, WZ, let's finish him off. I'm just worried about the hill shooting me down here. Okay. I guess gotta... I don't know if this Lorraine is down here still. Because I definitely need to go back to the base, but no. I think my best bet... I don't even know, to be honest. I'm just going to stick with this guy, and I'm going to go for the cap, because I don't see us winning going back to the base. I should have just went to the standard line. That's the only play we have is capping, unfortunately. Ooh, the T-54 lightweight's coming. Come on, dude. Fortunately, he reset us, but we have a small... Oh god, already. No. Yep, we lost. Oh well, that was a pipe dream. The only chance we have is if they get off the cap for some reason and don't get back to me in over a minute. No, they're just gonna sit on the cap. Oh well. Am I dropping frames again? It's not showing that I'm dropping frames. Granted, you know, I am having internet issues tonight, but my connection's basically... It is showing up yellow now, which isn't good, but it's not showing that I'm dropping complete frames. But let me know if the quality gets pretty poor. I'll bump it back down a little bit to where, like, some of you guys, if you weren't here in the beginning, like, I was dropping literally 20% of my frames to where it's starting to show my internet's starting to creep up again a little bit. But yeah, I did a really crappy job at being a top tier there. Nothing to, you know, say other than that. So let me get into the RU-251, hopefully before my internet dies again. But it's probably something on my end to where it has been kind of solid green for a while, my little indicator. So it's starting to flash. Like, I can kind of show you quickly here since I have it set up from earlier. Basically this right here has been flashing a little bit. It just went back to green, but all these frames I dropped earlier was 20% in the first like 30 minutes. Hello again.
I'm just knocking on the door.
Yeah. So yeah, I am having some issues again here, guys. Sorry. I wish I could do something about it. But it looks like more or less, because I'm streaming at just 4,000, which this is a challenge. I got to reach 2,800 damage the system block here. Oops. Sorry. It looks like my bitrate, yeah, I'm streaming at 4,000 here instead of 4,500. Basically, it looks like it's skipping a little bit, but not dropping complete frames. It's dropping down to like 3,200, my connection. And it's just basically like, I guess for lack of better words, like backlogging, and then catching up. Ooh, I actually hit him. Say, I had no intention of actually staying on this flank. I was just trying to do a little early spotting. So yeah, that I apologize for any quality issues. It's just, you know, another person from Comcast is coming out tomorrow, and I've been having this issue on and off for about a month and a half here. Little hit there on him. Now he sees me. Hello, Oma. Nice to see you. Hey guys, let's look at this guy. I'm still just running with HE right now because, oh god, that's not good. I don't really have clean shots on anybody, and I don't know if I'm going to shoot something with armor or no armor, and I'm just running with trying to spot for my team. They're actually doing really well. Now that I'm getting into potentially having to fight a Chrysler, though, I'm going to swap over to something that's not HE. Crap, that's not good. Ooh, Nelly. No, don't aim at me. Definitely playing this pretty loose for being a challenge. I'm taking a lot of risks that I probably shouldn't be. I'm going to something a little bit safer, hopefully, here for the next few seconds or so. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to win this. Sorry, yeah, it's having some issues here. I will try to tweak this in a second. So, the problem I'm running into now, it's choppy, because, yeah, I can try to fix this quick. It's trying to basically hold my frames when my upload speed's dropping, and then my encoder gets overloaded for a brief few seconds. So I'll try to fix it here, guys. But, you know, again, you know, I might just have really crappy, oh lord, quality here and there. Thank you. Trying to win this. If he's facing me, I am definitely done for. Where the hell did he go? Yep, he's facing me. Oh, come on, somebody shoot him while I spotted him. No. Well, I lost the challenge. I should have ran instead of taking the shot. Oh well. Congratulations, Merlot, you won another one. I had to reach 2,800 or so. Alright, so congrats everyone who bet against me there. Alright, Streamlabs, you can work here. Oh, I never stopped it, that's why. Sorry. Alright, so I can fix that really fast here. That should probably help a little bit. We'll see. But basically, I'm having connection issues again. We got like an hour or so of no issues, luckily, but now it's starting to creep back up. It's not really easy switching OBS settings, which thanks for tipping Levi. Honestly though, like, thanks for the suggestions again, Gavistar, but there's only a certain amount of things I can switch while live without having to pull the stream down and reset everything up, resize overlays, and yeah, it's honestly really difficult to switch a stream while it's live. I can basically just adjust the bitrate and how my encoding works. But the problem, like, I don't want to rant too much again about it, but the problem I have is I thought about doing 720p streams while this problem is happening, but that won't even fix it, because when my connection's dropping, it's going so low, my upload speed, that it doesn't matter what quality I stream at. It's just not stable. So, you know, it doesn't matter what I send, doesn't matter my bitrate, it's just my connection's almost dropping 100% and I have no internet. It, like, you know, that's the issue I'm having. Yeah.
It's called rocks from JVs, I can't do it.
Oh. Sorry.
Just slipped my mind.
Okay. Did you do, like, the deck and everything?
No.
Oh. I guess we'll do it tomorrow. I haven't played Province yet, Carl. No. Which, honestly, I'm kind of glad. That map, I know they made it a little bit bigger and tweaked it, but really it just seems like they forced the map back into the game because it was set in Italy. You know, and released with Italian tanks. Which, let me know, that should make the stream a little bit more steady. It might get a pinch blurrier, I will say that. Oopsie daisy. It's taking it that way. So a lot of people go far out here. You'll get shot up a lot doing that, to where take it a little bit more straight, then turn out there. Still not 100% safe, but okay, thanks guys. But yeah, when it gets choppy, yeah, I basically just switched it to where it might be a little bit blurrier, especially in fast tanks, but it should be a little bit more steady for when my upload speed's basically at minimum for, you know, with the issues I'm having. I don't know why I'm popping back out here. It's just the E100 can wreck me. I'm gonna give him a nice little track again. Because usually I stream on the medium preset for my CPU, and I keep it to where between World of Tanks and OBS and Chrome and everything, my CPU maxes out about 90%, like highest. Like I'm in like a light tank and I have like 20 tanks around me and everything's blowing up. To where since my connection keeps dropping, my CPU, you know, isn't able to put everything out at once, so it kind of gets backlogged, and yeah, it was maxing out there. The wonders of debugging stuff in real time. It's not fun. One little mistake and I can break everything. Ah, crap. I actually don't want to hop out here just yet. I want to, but this UDES and T-54 is scaring me a little bit. There's a T-44, and of course I just missed him. Thank you, Artie. That's just lovely. Oh, this didn't work. Artie just shot right over that. I was hoping like, maybe he'll hit the dead tank, and I'm gonna try to get out of here. I don't think it's really gonna work though. No, I'm probably gonna die from this WZ. It's a really close match. I'm just trying to get myself in a fight, but I should have just stayed right here in the beginning. Thank you very much, Crispy, for the follow. Is Province the new swamp? Yes, I would say definitely. I don't know, again, I don't know why they added it back in. It was a terrible map to begin with, the design. It's almost like a condensed El Haloof, which, without this, imagine El Haloof with the southern flank up here and squished smaller. That's what Province is. It's just terrible. There are SPGs down there. I will say, you know, since I did the Glacier map strategy, even before I did this, I'll say my favorite map right now is Glacier. I think it's a pretty well balanced map for both sides, and it's got basically a little bit for every type of tank, to where no matter the side I'm on, no matter if I'm bottom tier, top tier, middle tier, whatever, I don't feel like I'm at a disadvantage. And, you know, I think that's a pretty good thing for a map. Whether or not you like the map, I do think it's definitely one of the more balanced and fair maps, I should say, which is, you know, an important thing. Alright, awesome. So, I died because, yeah, I'll give this guy credit. This Strev here, I thought he was still going to be over here, because this bat was spotting. He decided to move, boop, or no, boop, right there. And he killed me. I don't have 6th sense on this, so that's my fault, but yeah, that was a stupid mistake. Alright, so let me start another giveaway here. Still like crossing my fingers mentally that my internet holds up. I got a little over an hour here left in the stream. But I'm glad that, you know, it's at least watchable here, barring the few little hiccups I'm having. I really, you know, I really didn't want to not stream at all tonight. But maybe I should live stream like from my phone. Speaking of Province, I should live stream my Comcast visit tomorrow. Oh my god, why did you jinx me? Alright, so what I'm going to be doing here for Province, because they did expand the map, but yeah, unfortunately I'm in a really slow tank here. Province still plays somewhat the same, to where you can kind of set up over here and take pot shots across, but one tactic that works still is getting fast tanks and pushing them early and trying to pin the enemy to where they can't really, you know, fight too well from their side. It's basically the same map, just a little bit larger. Where are you going? Okay. So I'm gonna head over here. I think I'll be able to make it in time. Well, it's just unfortunately, from what I've seen, like when other people like have been streaming and playing on this in the test server, like here this guy's out too. Oh, he's out far, but that's one thing you don't want to do because now I can't cross him. You have basically an enemy or so spotted and your tanks all freeze, which luckily we have 3 people over here. And then you can get locked out from actually making it across. You can get, not that there's much arty here, you can get artied, you can get hit basically from across trying to get through these buildings here. It's something to where you gotta make that push in the beginning, or else you can, you know, basically be screwed. Yeah, Rusty, my internet, I got a little lucky to where it evened out a bit. I still have some hiccups. Sorry if it's blurry and choppy at times, but it's at least it evened out like 30 minutes into the stream to where, you know, I can at least somewhat solidly stream here at a somewhat lower bit rate than usual, but it's technically working. Thanks for tuning back in now. I've got Ryan, she went to the store. She really likes me. She went to the store and I have a technician coming out tomorrow at 5. So this is visit number 5 and hopefully we can get something worked out. Unfortunately, yeah, they chewed through that side and we just let way too many of them get up there, which is unfortunate. I'm actually going to... I think I'm just going to set up... because I'm not going to be able to make it back there. I'm just going to set up over here. Just these guys continuing to push. Most of their tanks are not at their base anymore. They're, you know, they're on our side. And there's not too much I can do from here except for shoot back for when they try to push over this. I don't even have shots there. They did add a lot of like little walls and cover and stuff, so it does help you a little bit from getting shot up, but there's a lot of gaps. Why are you pushing, Lorraine? Just stay back here. We're only down by a few, where if we hold steady, we can still get this. I've got a really good gun. Lorraine's got a really good gun. We just need to sit here. Hopefully these guys aren't dumb enough to like get themselves shot up too much, and the enemy's not going to be able to get a cap out here. Unfortunately, there already looks like it moved closer to our side. So basically, where the Scorpion G, a little bit to the left of where that is on the mini map. He had moved, so I tried to take a little pot shot. This Lorraine, once he's spotted, he's gonna potentially be in some trouble. I don't think I can hit him, but oh, I can. He can definitely hit me, but of course our team's yelling at each other. That's always nice. Like it's technically a new map. A lot of people never have played it, especially in high tiers. I think I've told my story of it was like a straight month back when Clan Wars didn't even have campaigns, of trying to win a tier 10 battle in Clan Wars against a really good clan. It was terrible. As the attackers, it's so hard to win this map, or it was back in its old configuration. Tier 10 battle, it's just, yeah. I'll head back over here. Hell, I don't know where their last 4 tanks that we spotted are, but I will try to help this Lorraine. He needs to... does he have one more shot and a good roll? Ooh, thank God. Good job, Sean. See, I didn't mind it at low tiers, but, you know, I think increasing the size, this is definitely a workable map, which I'm not even going to drive up to where Lorraine is at this point. It's just, I think it's going to be probably one of the harder maps to get good battles on. Like, this is a really good battle. It's close down to the end. Just because it's required that your team actually pushes hard, to where if you have a team that just kind of all sits here and they don't try to push across to the other side, you're almost guaranteed to lose. To where I can see a lot of battles being extremely lopsided. But they did, you know, make it a little bit larger, to where even so, basically our side pushing over there and then trying to get up, you can potentially, like they still kept it, adding a couple rocks in, you can push up against here really fast and like a fast heavy and stuff, and that's still viable. It's just, it's a really high risk, you know, high reward map. But, you know, they did make it better. I'll give them that. Just I don't think it was worth bringing it back into the game. You know, they would have been better off. That looks like something I'd do. They would have been better off, in my opinion, just making a different map. But what do I know? Which my encoder, for some reason it's my CPU's really angry at me here. All right, so let's try that. Which, not a ton of damage here, but at least we got a win. Alright, so I'm just going to tweak my settings a little bit here again, guys. To where I basically just closed a couple things. Specifically, Discord, I closed that just to save a little bit on CPU here, since it's having problems with the upload speed. Dropping up and down a lot. Alright, so congrats, Carl, for winning the raffle. So, I'm just not going to be looking at the Discord live stream chat. Not that I get too much on there during streams, but it is viable to where, you know, for whatever reason. So the reason I do it, not that I think a lot of people think of this, but I know they did a really good job, that platoon. I was glad I had people on my team that pushed across, because, you know, they kind of got it for us. So something, basically, say you only have one monitor and you're playing World of Tanks, and, you know, you just have like my audio in the background. If you ever want to chat or something without alt-tabbing from the game, just use Discord on your smartphone. Granted, you could just open Twitch and the stream up there, but I just like to give people a lot of options. You never know what setup anybody wants to use, so... See, I like the changes to Erlingberg. I'm going to head to the center just because I don't see many people heading there. You need tanks in the center to win this. You don't want to put too many, but I would say 4 tanks. And we have a lot of people fanning out, especially to the castle, which is not a good sign. I'm banking on the enemy not pushing here. I kind of took a glance at their tank setup, and I don't think they're gonna push on this side of the big. A little bit strange though not to see any tanks there. I gotta back out now because I was mainly just trying to get early spots. I don't think they put too many people on the castle. I can almost guarantee that they don't have many people on this side of the map outside of the camping zones. It's just me actually getting over to help. It's gonna be another thing. I gotta do something. I can't push through the center with a defender in 705, but they've got a crap ton of people over here. And unfortunately, we have almost all of our TDs and our Type 4, our Conqueror, all on one side of the map that we have no enemy tanks on. So, and there's a T-95, so they're going to be basically bashing their head against the wall because there's no arty to help deal with the T-95. I'm gonna use all my shells here just to try to get some crap. That's the problem. I took a risk there and I missed 2 of them. I was trying to at least track the one guy, but try to get out 2 tanks before they went invisible again. Good night, Pez. Thanks for stopping by. Well, if you ever want to point people towards my Erlingberg map strategy, that might help a few people. Where, you know, I've noticed over the past week or 2, people have been... I'm going to take these while I have shots. I always try to use this as a single shot, but then the enemy gives me shots like that, so I might as well take them. I've noticed people have been picking up that you need to win the center. But more or less the way Erlingberg works now is the outer flanks are still useful, but basically you can amplify your outer flanks by having tanks in the center and, you know, more or less playing off of one another, to where if you don't have any in the center and the enemy does have, say, a few, you're gonna get shot up and most likely lose. Unfortunately here, you know, they got stuck, our main push, but the 705's in a pretty good spot. I'm going to try not to get proxy spotted or spotted at all by him, because there's no entrance until I get up here a little bit further. I can't go through there by myself. I'm going to hope that nobody else is back here. Nobody else spots me. This Yag Tiger needs to be really careful. But unfortunately, we just lost the Type 59. And 705 is just having a field day. He's actually really attentive. Immediately when I popped around that corner, he started turning. I'm just gonna move back here. But our main push with our top tiers failed. Like, you don't push into a T-95 there's no arty, nobody can flank him. Crap, now both of these guys just went to a spot to where we can't flank this guy now. He did just fire though, but this defender's coming out to help him. Hoping he'd miss. It's just... I'm having to play like an autoloader because I don't really have sustained shots. Like, if I use one shot at a time, I'm not going to be able to sit out and take shots from these guys. The request command works, it's just, you know, I need to input it It's a word pad. I type it in manually, Oma. I usually do it in between battles to where, you know, don't worry. If you use the command correctly, it'll be up there. One thing that annoys me about this side is you can't get through as many areas. Okay, I'm just gonna track him. Go. So the other side, you can get through a lot more laterally. This side, I feel like they need to open this or just lower it a little bit, because you can push tanks over that, but you can't get over it just one tank on its own. Maybe like a really fast medium or a light, but I haven't been able to do it successfully. That was a really bad shot. Oh, I did not see this Yag Tiger going off on his own. All right. Crap. Fender T-54. I don't know where the T-54 went. The problem. I don't know why the Yag Tiger went on his own there. Crapola. Yeah. Bad shots again, but I've got to push in to help these guys because the T-95 is going to be rolling in eventually. Ooh, crap. Yeah, I'm dead from the Strav S1. I was trying. It's just once we lose this guy, it was kind of game over. But he got himself a little buddy, a little bit too far out there. Oh well. I definitely could have played that a little bit better on my end. So I'm just gonna remove them and get the tank request up. So yeah, I'm just gonna do all requests tonight. Unfortunately, I got a couple grinds in the beginning, but the stream was such a mess with these internet problems. Hello, bud. Okie dokie. Thanks again, though, guys, for sticking around here. I'm really hoping, so my next stream is going to be Sunday night. I'll give you guys a little update about how tomorrow goes, to where hopefully Sunday night everything will be back to normal. I've actually I have the Chrysler K. It's a really nice tank, which thanks Merlot for tipping it. I'll give him another one here. When they released this, so this is almost two years old if I'm not mistaken. It was actually considered pretty overpowered for a tier 8 premium. Now, I would say it's basically in line with, like, if you had to rank it, like, say, I don't know how many tier 8s there are. Say there's 70 or 80, or let's go with 100. This would probably be around like the 20th best tier 8. It's kind of not getting power creeped, but it's not as good as it was when it was released respectively. But basically lots of frontal armor, a solid gun, slightly low penetration and damage per shot for a heavy like this, but basically it's a pretty solid tank. When you're against tier 10s, you don't want to use the armor too much, but you know, there's no complaints. Just don't get shot in the side, don't overextend, especially against other heavies or heavily armored TDs, and you're fine. The restaurant, it's going well. But that's where, like, I'm actually really busy. So yeah, the health inspections and everything, they're all hopefully done with. We actually got fire inspected, which is a big thing in Cape May, you know, at Victorian buildings. They're really serious about that. 'Cause, you know, everything's wood, and you know, it's all old, and pretty much if it catches on fire, it goes up in 2 seconds. But more or less, you know, for May, I'm like really busy. You know, I've had off yesterday and today, to where Saturday I'm going to be doing about 300 people, give or take, and same thing with Sunday, which is a lot of people for this time of year. It's just under usually what I would do in the summer, which I got nailed by that T-54. I thought with the amount of tanks that we had in the center that I'd be fine, but nope, not that lucky. So unfortunately I got shot in the side, which is not something you want to do in this tank. But there's only so much I can do here, to where I tried to push out here. The T-54 figured out why you don't push any further than that, but I'm probably gonna die here when they make their next little push, because our tanks, yeah, I have to turn here. I can get hit from the right, which is my problem right now. But yeah, I'm a little hectic at work, which it's good that we're busy. Like I have a 30 top to feed on Saturday morning that walked off the street earlier this week, and they're like, "Hey, can we book a 30 top for breakfast Saturday morning?" And you know, of course we said yes, but like, usually doesn't happen outside of the summer, because we pretty much have one of the bigger dining areas, because you know, even though we're a Victorian building, we use like a good chunk of the first floor just for dining. Like most places have like a lobby, like a separate bar and stuff like that. We have all that, but the restaurant's just so massive compared to most places. Like we can sit about, I think our max capacity is like 280 people or something at any given time. Most places are lucky to get like 50 at the same time. Thanks for asking. No. He's not hitting well enough. I'm just trying to play it safe here, but still keep poking out. Spot it now, which isn't good. These TDs. But they have a defender in this spot, which is really bad for any pushes we want to do. Unfortunately, we're not able to weed out this WZ-120 safely. Which it does remind me, I mentioned it last stream, but so what I think I'm gonna do is next week I'm gonna have to change Wednesday's stream. So that's my early morning stream. I've got to go into work for just like 2 hours that day. It's my day off. Because we have a party basically midday, to where I will know by Sunday, definitely, to where I think right now the most likely outcome is I'm going to stream Thursday morning instead, same time, 8 a.m. till noon. I'll update the little stream schedule. I'll post it on Discord. The stream schedule is right underneath the video here. But I think I'm just going to bop it over to Thursday. Rather than, if I kept it on Wednesday, I'd have to start streaming at like 6 a.m. more or less. So I know that works for some people outside the US. It's, you know, it's a little tough for me to wake up, and I'd have to get up at about 4, which is my usual wake up time when I'm working. So I think I'm just going to push it to Thursday. Hopefully it doesn't mess up a lot of you guys. But more or less, it's about, I have another 4 weeks to where my schedule switches a lot, to where once we get basically into the summer, then I have set days off more or less. unless for whatever reason someone books like a Tuesday or a Wednesday like wedding or something, then you know I've got to work. But usually, you know, that's not the case. But I would say it's about a, whoop, sorry guys, that was really loud. I just screwed up the word pad. Basically, but yeah, the Chrysler, honestly, if it's ever up for sale, you can't go wrong playing it, or not playing but buying it. It makes credits, it performs well. It really just struggles a little bit against heavily armored stuff and high alpha stuff. But if you don't get yourself flanked, you just kind of scoot around the map. It's pretty mobile, gun's solid, and you know, it's a really good tank. It's not the best thing out there right now, like something like a Defender would be better, but it's still, you know, it's a solid tier 8 premium and a good, you know, crew trainer for the Americans. But you know, more or less, you know, I would say it's about 90% chance next week. Wednesday's just moving to Thursday. You know, I don't have a schedule written until tomorrow for next week, but it should stay the same where I have off Wednesday, Thursday, but Wednesday I'm going in to work for a few, I say 2 hours, but it's going to end up being 3. So I don't really get a full day off next week, aside from Thursday. As far as did I have problems on the day stream? Yes, so the streams yesterday, so the morning stream and the night stream, I didn't have any actual issues that you guys could see, but while I was setting the stream up and testing it, I was getting a lot of frame rate drops and stuff, but by the time, you know, it actually rolled around to the stream, it kind of ended up being like this, to where it kind of got stable and settled out, or settled down. But like before the stream yesterday morning, I didn't think I could stream because I was dropping like 40% of my frames for like 15-20 minutes. Which, thank you very much, Tacklebox, for the follow. Okay, lots of tanks here. So the story with the preferential matchmaking going away, part of it is, you know, since they've added in a lot of rules to matchmaking, they basically just decided they want to get rid of preferential matchmaking, at least on like the tier 6 through 8 tanks. Some lower tiers still might keep it, just to make it easier for matchmaking to create matches. But also a lot of the preferential tanks are having balancing issues. So say like the KV5, it's having issues to where, honestly, it's Wargaming's fault, because they're power creeping a lot of stuff, and specifically tier 8 to 10, to where, since a lot of these tanks, you know, they're balanced around, most have like low penetration, but they still have decent DPM and like workable armor. Say like the KV5, IS6, WZ-111, you know, a lot of them are Russian clones, but they don't really have a lot of penetration, and their armor doesn't stack up well, to where when they run into all these newer tanks that have like boatloads of armor, not too many weak spots, really high pen and guns, they just fall flat on their faces. To where it's just impossible to balance them, because if they, which I'm screwed here, I'm ammo racked and my team fell back, the people behind me, they're all running away. So there's not too much I can do. If I move now, I'm dead. If I stay here, I'm dead. So yeah, I probably could have gotten another shot, but oh well. 2,500 damage, would have gotten a lot more, but people start running away. They saw that and they pounced up. So, oh well. At least the T10 pushed up, but yeah, it's not too good to put people here anymore. Maybe one tank at most, like a light or a medium, just to pop shots. You're better off putting most of your tanks down here, staying together, and trying to force the enemy out of the ditch. Which, thank you very much, Tacklebox, for the follow and the bits as well. And I hope you have a very nice day too. Which, see you, Cut. get this set up here. Thank you very much again for the tip. My team should win this though, as long as they group together. Oh, I really like the Sense 7. Almost better than the Action X after it. But yeah, basically the problem with preferential tanks, trickle down does work. I made that 2 streams ago, to where that was the stream where the internet, or not 2 streams ago, basically 3, so Sunday. So that's when I was having a ton of problems and I couldn't stream, so I guess wasn't able to like mention it that much. But trickle down does actually work now. But yeah, basically preferential tanks is, with how power creep's going and new tanks are basically you know, making old ones look really weak, it's making it impossible for them to balance preferential tanks, because if they buff them any more than they do now, it's basically just gonna make them too good, if that makes any sense, because they're only gonna see tier 9, and then literally tier 7, tier 6 tanks have no chance. So basically it's gonna make it even harder for those tanks to face them, and also at the same time it's going to make a lot of more people want those tanks and play at them more, and make things even more skewed and imbalanced, to where it's better if they just get rid of it. Say like the KV5, just tweak its armor a little bit, give it some more armor, slap on, honestly, say like the upgraded the KV4 gun, done, balanced tank. In a way. It's not that easy, but along those lines, if they gave it basically a gun with more penetration, a little bit better accuracy, a little bit more armor on the front, mainly in the turret, the flat turret fronts, and they can even keep the, honestly, the little cupolas weak if they wanted to. It would be a much better tank, even if it faced tier 10s. Thanks for the challenge, Will. I will get to that shortly. I don't think I might have missed another challenge here. I don't think I did. Let me know. I don't think I missed another challenge. I did one earlier, but for whatever reason I thought I missed one. Alright guys. Thanks for the ultimate challenge. Oh lord. What I was afraid of. Okay. I didn't want to take that other shot, but congrats, old bear. Congrats on the ace tanker. I always like when that little icon shows up. Is it just these two? Oh, this badger's coming over because he can crest and shoot me without me being able to pen. Okay, so they're already aiming at me. Badger. We're up by 4. Doesn't feel like we're up by 4 down here, but it's just the 3 guys with me, they're not able to push up. And I hope I don't flip myself here and look like an idiot. Alright. They don't have someone in C2, I should be good to go. Thought I might get lucky and he was still close enough to do that. Alright, there's our tank in C2, C3. So I need to pop over here. Still can shoot me, but a little bit easier for me to hit him than it is for him to hit me. Already shot, good, good. Hopefully the Ag Panther 2's not there. I can two-shot this Progetto. Centurion. I'm not worried about the Centurion. I just hope the Badger isn't coming back. That would not be good for me. I'm just going for the Ag Panther 2. We're up by a lot to where I'm just basically going tank to tank and hoping I can, I didn't think he was still out there. And just hope I can keep picking off these kind of tanks on their own. Where you at, buddy? Yep, I knew you were waiting for me. As long as you didn't track me, I'm fine. Huh? I didn't want to do that. Pretty nice fight though, 3,500 damage. Honestly, I'm really bad at Mountain Pass, so... Oh god, Artie's coming for me. Ricochet. That's depressing. Let's go for some more damage here. Worst that happens is I die and I just pop out of the battle before the end. Honestly though, why are you... My team's just set up weird where I don't think we should do this. I have a very strong feeling that the... Okay, never mind. The Badger's going that way. I was like, if the Badger turns around and the Centurion turns around too, both of us die. So that would make it 8... That would have made it 8-13. And then... Not that I thought we'd lose, but I just saw it getting really close and drawn out there. Alright. But, good fight. I don't need heat anymore, because the Badger, I'll be able to flank him or something. Yeah. I got a behind shot. Oh, there goes all my damage. Nice fight though, 4,300 damage, a little bit of assist. Can't complain. Right, so Panther 2 is up next here. Just let me, before I forget, challenge from William. So I'll get to that after this Panther 2 battle. So Master Bad second class, most amount of damage. Pretty nice battle there. I was a little bit worried, but it equaled out. So Panther 2 here, and let me open another bet for this challenge coming up. So the way that's going to work is it's going to be for the ultimate challenge, so don't know what tier it is yet, but I'm going to have to do 2.5 times the HP total of a tank in damage, assist, and block. Hello Jackie, nice to see you. It's going to be anywhere from tier 7 to tier 10, and it's a tank of my choosing once the wheel spins and picks a tier for me. Sometimes Labobo, unless there's a small rock in my way or like a very small hill that my shell decides to shoot. This is one of my least favorite maps to be bottom tier on. I think. I think I might camp. I didn't want to say that too loud. Yeah. I think I might go back here. We got enough. No, we got enough people there. We still need some people here, guys. Love or hate the beach, you still need to play the cliff a little bit. Thank you very much, Koki, for the follow. Okie. I have not camped back here in a while to where everything's different. Yeah, we don't have anybody over there. Defenders always are already in view range, which isn't good. I'm gonna hit the one in the lead to try to slow him down, but just looking at their team, I pretty much could guarantee that they were gonna have a lot of tanks there. You know, there's not a lot of TDs. They have a lot of tanks with a lot of armor, so that's kind of the spot that they're all gonna be pushing. You know, it's not rocket science, and our team going to the other flank's smart, but you still have to put people here to... There's that rock. Very small. Or no, the sandbag I shot. You still got to put people here to stop them and slow them down, or else, you know, it's kind of making your life harder. But as long as we keep them right here, we'll be pretty good. Thunderstorms? I guess you're talking to Jackie. Hey, I really wish it would rain. I really, really wish it would rain here. Tired of having to water my lawn. I got a bunch of new grass down. Keep it going, Super Conqueror. Oops, Progetto's behind me. Not good. Defender's not going to help me either. Anybody? Already I did you a solid there. He got me. I probably shouldn't have went down there like that, but I was kind of hoping I could ram him. But the defender, did he notice yet? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have went down there by myself. Oh well, I was gonna say the Progetto was kind of reloading, so his DPM was bad, but so that was a mistake on my part. I don't think it's gonna matter. My team should win this. Alright, so let's close the bets. Just rushing a little bit here because I'm gonna do the AMX 1357. Then I'm going to try to get a grind or two in. So let me get the wheel up here. Go. So I'm going to have to play a... See what this challenge is going to be. Tier 8 tank. All right. Already at tier 8. Even better. Let's see, I'm gonna go with... I don't know. Why don't I go with... It's really hard if I pick something like that doesn't have any armor whatsoever. I'm gonna go with something a little different. This is going to be really interesting if I can get this done. It's all going to depend on the map and if I get flanked. So I got to reach 2.5 times the HP total. I'm just going to keep that on my other screen. I'm going to tweak this loadout just a smidgen in case I get into a tier 10 battle, mainly for an Object 268 version 4. But T28 it is. I had to get the 3,750 damage assist block here. Which with all this, you know, all these problems tonight, mainly earlier with the internet, I did get, it's coming in a couple days hopefully, Elgato Stream Deck for the stream here. So that'll make it a lot easier for me to switch around different images, you know, bring up the stream board, do the wheel, so on and so forth. It'll make my life a little easier here. So could be pretty nice. I'm kind of excited to tinker around with it. So I'm going to see where my team sets up. Preferably, I kind of want to be out over here if the enemy contests this, but I might end up over on this side. Just depends on where my team puts most of its main force. E100 heading that way. So far I'm not really getting a clear picture. I guess we're pushing this side. Even though, no, I'm heading to this other flank. I hope the T-44 doesn't spot me. I'm just looking at it and, well, I was right, there's a 268 version 4, but I really hope I don't get caught here. I don't think I'm going to be able to get damage off on that side because they're going to be in the town. I don't want to push into the town. I want to be somewhat in the open. Preferably not getting artied, but he's lost our bat chat. Why did he push out like that? So that just screwed this side. Yay. Alright, well, I can't completely ditch this side now, but this is not looking good. But I don't want to get into the town because this thing's really long and clunky. But it's really concerning that we don't have any lights over here spotting. They're all trying to shoot and do damage. Well, the one's at least spotting the town, but oh god. What did I get myself into? Let's just track them. Trying to track him again. We'd do more damage than me just taking another shot there. Ah, great. Since Seven's so far back, this bat chat doesn't even see him. He sees us. Oh lord, it's funny. Since Seven, are you gonna do anything over there? I don't think this bat chat still sees him. Now we can. I'm like, be really far in that corner. Unfortunately, we can't help you at all. They have shots all day long on you. I don't have shots on the 268 version 4. There's a Type 61, unfortunately. I've actually got to start creeping back here because, yeah, we're gonna get flanked. We just lost our Centurion. I don't know what this team's doing. I don't think I'm gonna get this challenge, I'll say that. Because I need to somehow get through here, but I need to pen him. No. I'm not that lucky. Sorry, Mr. WZ. I would like to help you, but anybody, we can still hold them here, and we can start turning the tides a little bit. The Super Conqueror, I have a feeling, is going over to where that bat was. Okie dokie. But I backed up here. It makes it a little bit harder for them to flank me, but not impossible, because, yeah. Fortunately, he slipped through. I can't do much about him, to where I really, really wish my team would, you know, help. You know, that crazy thing called help. No, none of them back there wanna help at all. Just me against, you know, 4 or 5 tanks here. Yeah. Good one. Now ricochet. At the very least, I think I might have got the challenge done. Like, the Super Conqueror switched over to APCR, but I don't think my team's gonna win this. I ended up getting enough damage and assist to where I had to get to 3,750, and I eked out there. Luckily, because I got back to that building, I easily got over it here. I got 5,103 damage assist and block here, so I beat it by about 1,400 or something. So thank you very much, Will, for the challenge. I was really concerned I wasn't gonna get that, because basically once they got behind me here and this bat, and I didn't see this Strev move and the T-34, our team, a couple people kept pushing here. Yeah, I was not too confident, but just barely eked it out there. Thanks for the challenge, Will. That was fun, considering, you know, I picked a tank that you know, it wasn't the easiest for me to get it done. Because it would have been easy, like, usually if I, like, look at a challenge for, like, a tier 8 tank, like, I'm thinking, like, Patriot, Defender, something that's pretty well-rounded, solid tank, even to where if I get a tier 10 battle like that, I'm fairly well off. Let's go with Snapshot. Alright, so the AMX 1357 here. I'll probably say, as far as tank requests, I'm just going to do like 1 or 2 battles here at the end after this. But if someone, you know, is watching the stream who hasn't requested a tank yet, I will, you know, I'll try to pop into a tank if you'd like me to. I'm just still happy I was able to stream tonight. Granted, it was very dicey in the beginning, but it's just, you know, 2 steps forward, 1 step back right now for a lot of things. Because I think I mentioned last night I got a, you know, it doesn't mean I am making the next step to a partner yet, but they sent me I got paid $20 to do it. I haven't really seen too many other people say they got a survey like that, but Twitch sent me a survey asking me quite a few in-depth questions about, like, streaming on YouTube and Twitch and making the jump over to Twitch, what I would like to see, so on and so forth, to where I think they're interested. It's all of a sudden, you know, I went from like four viewers up to averaging like 62 or something, I think I'm at, for the last 30 days. Alright, so literally nobody even took a shot. You know, I appreciate all the support, guys. I just wish, you know, all these little problems that keep creeping up, whether they're, you know, my fault or not, like the internet, obviously, I don't have too much control over. I just wish these problems would creep away. I'm gonna. Let's say I'm gonna try to run away, but it's gonna be iffy. I might just die here. This isn't the best scout. It's not the fastest thing out there, and the camouflage isn't always the best. But at least I'm still kicking. But I'm glad I went back for the second run. It's just really concerning that my team did not take shots quick there. Oh, I know. Like, as far as, like, you know, affiliate, partner, so on and so forth, like, to me, that's just, it's all a bonus to where I wouldn't be streaming if I didn't like it. But I'm trying to, you know, do more stuff and increase the quality as much as I can with the little bit of time I have here or there. 705A, Frederick? Yeah, I can do a battle on that after this. Sure thing. It's both, Victor. It's mainly the upload because, like, I get like 240 megabits download. I don't need that. To be honest, but even that drops to where the upload's the problem because they already kind of throttle it to 10 and it's dropping, you know, basically down to 0 almost. Like, I consider 2 megabits upload like 0. You can't stream with that. Uh-oh, he's got the autoloader too. Yep, I got myself in a pickle. Where are you? I don't think he's going to be able to hit me. Unfortunately, losing that HP early, I can't do damage up there. I'm just going to try to spot. But I'll keep you guys, you know, informed about tomorrow, what's going on with the internet. But I'm hoping Sunday everything's just good. I'm hoping that TD and the Progetto is not going to spot me. I definitely can't pen this ST. I'm going to load up APCR, but my chances of penning this guy is going to be like under 1%, I would say, especially at this range. Luckily, we got a super Pershing. Well, if I can actually hit him where I need to. Turret. Okay, I'm gonna get spotted here. Know what some of my teammates are doing. I don't think they can see me. Both of those tanks don't have max V range, so gotta get some trees in between us again before I start firing off some shots here. Come on. Fortunately, this is the rest of my APCR. A lot of people who play this just load up APCR and go for it, because the pen can be an issue, but I don't do that in any tank I play. It is highly effective. I will give it that much. Do a little bit of lighting here. It easy. Ooh, couple seconds left. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. He's definitely going to spot me. Nope, can't do it. I was hoping I could spot from the, yeah, They had people just sitting there with camo without shooting. Good on them. Not that I think that we could have gotten that, but it at least would have been, it would have been interesting. But I should have, looking back, so instead of pushing into the base because I went down, I should have just bopped all the way over to like where the water is. I would have jutted up and maybe spotted like the comet or something if he like moved a little bit. But anyway, still got a pretty decent fight as far as spotting, but I could have done a little bit more there. 3,800 spotting, so I'm almost, pretty much every time I play a light tank I get a mission done to where I'm going back and doing the stug ones. I'm trying to get one of those commendations or something. So object 705A, which thank you very much Rusty for the bits, and thank you John for watching. Thank you very much again Rusty for the bits there. Have a nice night, guys. I say, what do you think it is then, Victor? Alright, so let me start, which if you guys are still here, I'm starting the last raffle here. This might be my last fight, depending on how long it takes, we'll see. Which the only other thing the guy said might have happened is like the local plant, he called it, for Comcast might be having issues, but you know, I don't think it should be that, to be honest, at this point. If it's been going on for that long, then it's a little troublesome. Because my problems first started happening again a little over a month ago, right after like a huge storm came through. So like lots of wind, snow, and then heavy downpours basically at the end, and then it froze. It was like the apocalypse basically. Alright, so 705A Lakeville encounter. I'm heading to this side. No question about it. Hopefully this guy spots, that would be awesome. Doesn't need to spot from the center. Like if I'm top tier in a light, I'd rather spot from here, from this side. So playing the 705A, compared to the tier 9 one, you can actually side scrape a lot better in this. So the tier 9, if you ground through it, you probably notice that the armor, it's alright, but it's definitely not that solid. 705A, it's basically one of the best side scrapers, to where you want to play off of corners and stuff like that. The best you can. Basically just avoid fighting on open ground on hills, and usually you can just kind of angle around corners, take a pop shot, back around, rinse and repeat. But your main problem with this tank is A, the lack of, you know, fighting on hills with the gun depression, and your overall like gun handling as far as like accuracy, penetration without using premium rounds, so on and so forth. To where it's a good tank, albeit like it's not the best tier 10 out there, but you can definitely make do as long as you kind of play to its strengths. I'm gonna take one HE shot here, just I really need to get into the town. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I don't think I hit anything. But yeah, more or less, if you've played the tier 9, this is virtually the same tank outside of better gun, and your armor actually is worth something. So instead of coming around this corner like I normally would, I'm gonna peek out here first, and I was hoping to catch this guy. Because I see I only have one guy on my right, so if I push up here right now and they push a couple extra tanks, I could be in trouble. But it's kind of it's a good tank to kind of dig in and kind of let the enemy try to weed you out of a spot. I still think though that we should We should let them inch up here and hope that they don't go for the cap. Just let the T10 come up, Bulldog. Yeah, I don't know why you pushed up there, dude. You were literally always gonna die there. But the reload is a bit long. Crap, we're having issues now to where this IS-7, I didn't want him to do that. He's gonna side scrape out. I'm gonna try to track him. Trying to help you, Conqueror. But unfortunately here, my team, we lost our biggest gun. And unfortunately we're outnumbered where I'm at. And we have a lot of people stuck in between the town and the center. Where that's really not, it's really not a good spot. Considering they have tanks overwatching them. Try to get back. Ah, crap. I just messed that shot up really bad. Yep. Premium, and I'm flank. So, unfortunately, not a very good fight here to kind of show this tank off, but I can't even turn here. Just trying to wiggle my best to block as many shots as possible. Yeah, he's gonna get me from behind, but it's basically, you can angle this pretty heavily, and as long as you're wiggling a little bit, most people, if you see them aiming at your lower plate, over angle, and then the next spot they're going to try to shoot is kind of this angled piece, which is much stronger than the tier 9 one, so you just straighten back out a little bit. You can get them to bounce off of you a lot, but not too much you can do when you're getting overwhelmed by about five tanks there. But the problem our team had here with Lakeville, which I'll try to pop into another battle here. Basically, we had too many tanks get sucked into that area trying to shoot their 3 spotted tanks here. That's not a good idea. We need more people in the town, and basically to deal with tanks from here, you need a couple people in the center, but more importantly, you get your tanks up to here. But oh well. Yeah, it happened. Which, why not? I'll pop into one more fight in this thing, since this guy's dead. Which, congratulations, Grigsby, for winning the last raffle here. But this fight coming up is going to be my last one for tonight. My next stream is going to be coming up on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But top damage, it's just all those tanks that got sucked into like the center area got mowed down by the Foch B. So yeah. So I'll do one last fight here, and I'm gonna call it a night since I gotta get up. I guess we're on. I gotta get up in 6 hours. 6 hours and 2 minutes for work. Not too much of a turnaround for me when I stream at night. So, but usually, as long as I get like 5.5 hours of sleep, I'm good. All right, so we got mines, top tier again. Looking at their tanks. I run into that James Bond person a lot. He's on my blacklist, of course. I would say if you had to pick between the two, I probably would go Super Conqueror, but the 705A isn't bad for like a public tank. Like, a lot of people that you hear that are vocal about that, they are more interested in like clan wars and like stuff like that, or like strongholds, to where basically the problem with the 705A is slightly low damage potential, and when people chuck premium rounds at you, your armor struggles a little bit unless you're dug in. So often tanks like that with slightly low damage potential, getting myself ahead of myself here. They're tanks that often a lot of people bash. Like right now, the Italian tank's getting the same thing because its DPM's pretty low for tier 10 medium. But you know, it's just something you take it with a grain of salt. 705A is still a really good side scraper and like brawler, but part of the problem is, whew, that guy got nailed. It was released, you know, basically with the Object 268 version 4, so got outshined, and it got released with the 430U. So alright, it's me versus this guy. Can't lose to someone on my blacklist. Unfortunately, he's just gonna HE me. I really don't want heat either, but with these two tanks I kind of need it. Just because there's these little walls and stuff that'll soak my heat up if I'm not careful. Really, he hit me on my lower plate. Well, I hope that's not the case. Oh crap. Why did I rush that shot? And he penned me again. Crap. Yep, this is not gonna go good over here. Where he just penned me. I don't even know where he penned me, but I wasn't angled, so I can't complain. Yeah, that tank's silly as far as armor goes. But that's the main fault of the 705A is it's a solid tank. It's just some tanks definitely outshine it in areas that it probably shouldn't be outshined. Right now I'm having an issue to where I don't have a very good repair crew in this, so I'm even getting permatracked by a 430U, and he doesn't even need to use heat against me. So one little mistake and you know, you're just gonna honestly die in this thing. So at least I showed you, you know, last battle wasn't my fault, but this battle here, it shows you this thing. It does have issues with basically the gun being the weakest part of this and the flexibility. Something like a 430U that honestly is a little bit crazy. Where I wasn't too high on that tank in the beginning, but it's right behind the 268 version 4 for one of the better tier 10s right now. When you come across a tank like that, it's just going to roll over you because it can do more damage than you. And while it might not do more damage per shot, its DPM's better and its armor is basically comparable to yours while side scraping. But anyway, you know, thanks again for watching, guys. It was still a pretty fun stream. I'm glad, you know, the internet kind of fixed itself, or, you know, evened out, you know, after the first 30 minutes. I'm gonna say, it's an interesting theory though, Victor. I don't think it is, only because, you know, while most of the time it happens in the evening, it does happen in the morning too, and like throughout the day. It's, you know, it's strange, like it happens and it doesn't happen, to where, you know, I still think it's, you know, I think it's just I think it's something with a connection, but you could be right there. We'll see. I'm gonna pick the guy's brain. It's here tomorrow. No problem, Frederick. Glad I could show you a couple battles there. But the next stream, you know, I'll be back Sunday night, 7 p.m. Hopefully my internet's a little bit more stable here, so I can have my whatchamajig, basically my normal stream settings, because I had to lower the bitrate here a lot, and whatchamajig. They added in a few more stats here. So 25 battles. I thought I did more than that tonight, but I guess that's all I did. Thank you very much for the follow, Frederick. But not a very good night as far as winning, but it happens. I'm just glad I was able to stream tonight. So all in all, I'll consider it a decent night here, since I could actually be online. But anyway, thanks again, guys. I'll see you guys around. Have a very nice weekend, and hope to see you next time. Happy tanking.